In my lifetime, I've been fortunate enough to, play against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but also to see him as a collegiate player in the 60s, what he stood for, what he did, and then come into the league and dominate in the 70s and the 80s. And when you look at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's body of work, there's literally 3 decades of domination in that body of work. I also had the chance to participate and observe Michael and participate against and play against Michael Jordan and also observe him in the 90s as he dominated, for his 6-year run. Then I'm looking at what LeBron James has done in his body of work. And, these 3 players, I've been fortunate enough to witness all 3 of them and play against 2 of them. And I say this with no disrespect to Jordan. And every time I say this, I get, well, Isaiah hates Jordan, doesn't like him, so forth and so on. That has nothing to do with it. And I want to, preface this again with, I coached Jordan in his last All-Star game, and he was incredibly nice to my son. And I will never forget, and he's always been respectful to me. But what I'm witnessing and seeing in LeBron James as a complete basketball player dominating this period of time, I haven't seen anyone else do that in all league with the exception of 2 people, and that's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bill Russell.
So a lot of people are going to say Isaiah Thomas was on Get Up this morning, and he said that LeBron James is now the greatest basketball player to ever do it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying we break this down in categories now because what we've done, we would say the wingman, right? So when we go like the 6, 7 and under, right? Because when you put Kareem and you put Wilt in there, right, and you put Russell in there, then it's a different kind of argument, okay? But when you talk about just a basketball player, a complete basketball player, LeBron James is a much better basketball player than Michael Jordan. Now, Michael Jordan was a great scorer, and he dominated, and he did some things that, LeBron has been criticized for not doing. But when you look at what he does on the basketball floor, rebounding, assisting, and scoring, and what he did last night in that game, to me, from a leadership standpoint, Vito, she mentioned, early in the show that you had, they were playing like corpse, right? His teammates were kind of dead. And then, you know what? I think about that, and I say you're right. So what LeBron James did from a leadership standpoint, okay, nursing his team back to health, okay, bringing J.R. Smith back to life, okay, bringing Green back to life out on the floor in some of the biggest moments where we've seen players fail and crumble, right? His leadership from an inspirational standpoint, he didn't pound on his teammates. What he did was he motivated them, he inspired them, and got them to a point where now they can join him, compete, play, and win. And that's the mark of a great leader.
Well, this has just been an interesting morning so far. Okay, so I want to ask you this, because at the root of the argument that Jalen brought up,